my loves, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, but before we hop into it, I do want to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, which is Function of Beauty. If you guys haven't heard of them, they're an amazing customizable shampoo and hair care brand where you can get your own customized shampoo, conditioner, and hair care products that are based on your personal needs. You guys know that I only ever take sponsorships of companies that I actually really love, so I did want to mention Function of Beauty in this one because they did reach out to me, tried their products. I've been using them for 2 weeks now, and I gotta say, it did actually blow me away. So here we are, having them as a sponsor on today's video. So one thing that really caught my attention about Function of Beauty is, first and foremost, they are vegan and cruelty-free, and they're formulated without sulfates, without parabens, and all those crazy other things that science is now showing us are not so good for us. And so Function of Beauty keeps that in mind and formulates without all those things, and it is also gluten-free. What? I didn't even know gluten could be in shampoos and conditioners, but Function of Beauty is gluten-free. Another crazy thing is that with all the different options, because again, it's a customized hair care brand, so you're taken through all these different quizzes of questions to help formulate the best formulas for you for your specific hair care needs. There's 54 trillion different options of outcomes that can happen with your personal hair care needs. 54 trillion, guys, that's a lot. So this is extremely customizable, which is why Function of Beauty is actually the #1 customizable hair care brand. This hugely caught my attention, so when they reached out to me, I was like, yes, I want to try you guys. I want to see it for myself. And so I went through this quiz and I answered my questions, which for me, I have pretty straight hair. It is fine. And my hair care problems that I really wanted to address was the fact that my hair is pretty dry. So I wanted to add strength. I wanted to add volume in my hair because since my hair is pretty fine, it can be pretty flat. So I wanted to add some volume, and I wanted it to be very moisturized. That was my main key points. You can add many more if you have more points that you personally want to address. And I'm also someone who, I didn't want color in my shampoo. You can choose a color that won't actually affect your hair, or you can even get purple shampoo if you're a platinum blonde. I used to use purple shampoos a lot, but for me personally, I wanted to keep it as natural as possible. So I made mine personally without any coloring. So this is the natural color. As you can see, I've been using a decent amount of it so far. I'm actually shocked that I still have this much left after using it for 2 weeks, but then again, I don't wash my hair every single day. And then there's also a conditioner, and you can tell I use much more conditioner than I use of shampoo because girls trying to get moisturized hair over here. And then they also sent me this, which is their leave-in conditioner treatment. This stuff it actually really blew me away. This was the game changer for me personally. And so if I'm gonna recommend you guys anything, if you guys want something a bit more affordable, at least try their leave-in treatment, because this was really good for me. I did of course love these as well, and in fact I'm really loving them. This one particularly was a game changer. Then they also did send me a hair mask as well, which I've been using, but I only use a very little bit of the hair mask along with the conditioner when I'm in the shower. So that's what I've been doing recently, and my hair's been looking real nice, guys. I'm actually super pleased with the outcome. So this is what my hair looks like. This is after the second day after washing it, so I didn't wash it today. Washed it yesterday, but it's still looking super sleek, super shiny, and it's very volumized compared to how it normally is. So these are the results after 2 weeks of using them, and I'm gonna definitely continue using them because I really enjoy them. And some of you guys might be wondering, why does she always sound so excited when she's talking about sponsorships? It's because I only take sponsorships that I'm actually super excited about. I hope you guys know that, but just so you know, that's why I seem so excited about my sponsorships, is because I only take ones that I really actually love, and Function of Beauty is great. And if you want to get 20% off of your first custom formula by Function of Beauty, definitely head down to the description box or the comment box and click on that link. It'll take you right to the website where you guys can get 20% off of your first custom order by Function of Beauty. So definitely go check them out. Link is down below. Love them a lot. Hope you guys do too. So anyway, that brings us to the end of all of the beginning announcements. Love you guys so much. Definitely go check out that link. And without further ado, let's hop right into today's video, starting now. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and this one is about your spring of 2020 prediction. So this is all the way from March 21st until June 21st of this year, no matter which hemisphere of the earth that you live in. It might be your fall right now, but this reading still applies because this is just about from March 21st all the way until June 21st. So if you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how they work. So basically we have pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn to. And then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, so you can skip ahead to your personal reading. And if you guys like to pick with crystals below the cards, because I know some of you like to have some more visual kind of like difference and representation for the cards, I'll be popping them on right now. All right, so if you guys like to choose with crystals, here are our crystal options. Here we have some blue tiger's eye. Over here is some citrine. This is some smoky quartz, and then this is regular quartz. So take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn to. Once you're done choosing your pile, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the comment box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card and skip ahead to your personal reading. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so group number 1, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your spring prediction. Let's go ahead and hop right into this. All right, so group number 1, this is what we have for you guys. So we have the 4 of Cups to start off with, then we have the World, Justice, and then the 6 of Wands over here. So all in all, spring of 2020 is looking pretty good for you guys. Although we do start off with the 4 of Cups. And I will mention, I'm doing reversals now and you guys don't have any reversals, which is kind of fun. So, that's kind of neat. But anyway, the 4 of Cups that we start off with here is telling me that you guys might enter the springtime with kind of like either an upset mood, or you're just feeling a lack of energy, or you're feeling less abundant, or you're feeling like something didn't work out, some certain plans that you're wanting to happen are falling through. Ooh, yeah, I'm definitely feeling like for you guys, you might have certain plans for the spring and it looks like they're falling through or not happening for you, or that they're delayed in some sort of way. But this is actually a good thing, but you might not see it as a good thing in the beginning of the springtime. I feel like you guys are gonna be looking at it little bit disappointed, to say the least. And it might feel like, you know, you don't have the resources to spend money on certain things that you're wanting to do, or it could be you're being invited to certain things and I feel like you're turning them down because you're like, no, my spring is looking like crap already because all these things are falling through. But it's actually the world working in your favor to bring something that's actually much more valuable and will fit you so much better. So be optimistic about it, because I will say, that thing is going to be justified. The fact that we have Justice over here, the scales will balance out. Certain things, yes, are gonna fall through, they're not gonna happen, they're not gonna work out, but it's actually working in your favor, and I think you're gonna have a much better springtime than you think, and new opportunities are gonna fill up those places, but you just have to be optimistic. The fact that we have the World right here, I do sense some travel opportunity for most of you guys. Usually when the World comes up, it's not just like simple road trips. This is usually like we're going to a different country, or we're just going all the way across the country at the very least. But most of the time the World is usually we're experiencing an entirely different culture than what we're used to. And so for some of you guys, I'm definitely seeing that you are traveling pretty far this springtime, or you might have an opportunity that comes to you to go somewhere pretty far away and take a long vacation or something like that. And I do feel like this opportunity is coming to you quite shortly, but I feel like, you know, it's going to come to you at the most unexpected time. The fact that we have Justice over here, I do feel like this is kind of like how the scales are balancing. You're going to get this new opportunity. For most of you guys, I feel like it's travel. For some of you guys, it's something that just really feels like it's the cherry on top of the cake. Like it's one of those things that comes up, one of these like either events or opportunities for you guys that just makes you feel like it can't be beat. And I'm not saying that this is like an opportunity of like, oh, well, you know, you get this cool like thing over here. No, this is like some pretty big stuff. The fact that we have World over here And Justice, meaning it's balancing out the mood that you were in before, and the fact that we end on the Six of Wands over here is telling me that this is something that's going to make you feel pretty dang good and pretty dang excited. Ending on the Six of Wands is like such a good card to end on. This is like when we feel really abundant, when we feel like we're the star of our life, where we feel like we have accomplished a lot, where we feel like we want to post about it on social media because we feel so good about what we've accomplished and what we've done. Like it's something where you're like, oh, I want everyone to know because this is so cool and I just can't even, like, it just knocks your socks off type of feeling is the Six of Wands over here. This is kind of like a knock your socks off type of opportunity that you're getting, and I feel like it's gonna last for quite a bit of the springtime. Like for one whole month here, I feel like you guys are really just like taking the cake. And I feel like this feeling is going to last for the whole springtime. I feel like, you know, for the first like maybe 2 weeks, it's going to be like, it's not really starting off as the best spring, but it's fine. So like, you know, the beginning of March is probably like, Come the end of March, beginning of April, I feel like is when things are going to absolutely turn over. I also feel like you guys are ending this sort of phase of your life. I feel like most of you guys who chose this pile, you're probably in the northern hemisphere going into springtime rather than into winter. And again, it could be flip-flop just depending on your mood. But I feel like there's this new profound sense of happiness, especially if you guys have just come from something really cold and you're, you know, the ice is melting, the snow is melting, and the flowers are blooming and all that kind of jazz. Like I feel like you guys are just there being like, oh my gosh, and you're feeling so much more open and so much more free and so much more happy. I feel like, you know, like what's that word for it? When you have like seasonal, it changes your mood, and basically during like cold, darker months, usually it's like a really moody time. I feel like you guys are finally getting out of that because it's springtime. For those of you guys who are on the southern hemisphere, if you guys are on the southern hemisphere and still chose this pile, maybe you guys have had enough of the summer and you're just so ready to be all cozied up during a more colder few months. And maybe you guys are really, really looking forward to that. But I feel like for most of you guys who chose this pile, you're definitely in the northern hemisphere going into spring, because these cards really remind me of like summertime, going to the beach, kind of like type of vibes. So let's add some more cards on here to see some more informations. So we have the action card over here, and then we have beginnings. Okay, so this beginnings card I really want to point out because we just kind of talked about how most of you guys, I'm feeling for most of you guys who chose this pile, you're in the northern hemisphere. As we can see, there's the winter surrounding this archway, and it's going into spring. So again, for most of you guys who chose this pile, you're probably in the northern hemisphere going into springtime right now. So that's exciting. So for this beginnings card, I feel like you're starting this new phase of your life. I feel like, you know, the world always talks about, you know, we're transitioning into a new phase. So I feel like you guys are transitioning into a more like redefined persona of yourself. I feel like you guys are, you know, your confidence is going to be boosted. I feel like for a lot of you guys who chose this pile, you're entering adulthood, or at least you're feeling a lot more independent. Even if you are like, you know, 30 years old or something, you're doing something where you feel a lot more independent. You're feeling a lot more in control. You're feeling a lot more yourself right now. Okay, so like you guys who chose this pile, you're feeling more you than you ever have. And this is like this new beginning. You're entering this new doorway of like really feeling confident, really opening yourself up and really blooming. As we can see in this card, it's just like kind of springtime. It's like you're really blooming. And then we also have this action card. So I do feel like, you know, the beginning of the springtime, like I was saying, is going to be kind of like no action, feeling blah. But then, yeah, the action card over here just reiterates the fact that I feel like there's going to be lots happening for you guys. I feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunity. I feel like you guys are going to be busy, 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 but with really fun things, you know? Really enjoyable stuff. I also feel like you guys are also, with this justice card, it also kind of reminds me of like more independence, more boundaries in your life, but in healthy ways. Like you're feeling much more confident to like set proper boundaries with people in order to have a more positive relationship with certain people, that kind of stuff. The next card that we have is the message in a bottle card over here. Oh, and that's interesting. We have a 15 on this card and a 15 on this card, so that's pretty significant. Ones signify independence, leadership, being number one, being on the top. So I feel like you guys are really going to feel like number one on the top, especially because the Six of Wands also kind of has that sort of energy to it. Fives mean you're going through a lot of change, means really unexpected change, big things happening, but in a very unexpected type of way. Together they equal a 6. So this is about harmony, getting things sorted out, balance. It's really connected to justice. And this is when you feel like things are just balancing out in a really, really good way. The fact that we also do have this message in a bottle, I do feel like you guys are, you're really unlocking a new part of yourselves. I'm feeling that immensely, that you're unlocking a new part of yourselves. And then I also feel like this kind of is almost like the opportunity, because we see this chalice over here being handed to him in the Four of Cups. So this, I feel like, is the opportunity that's being handed to you guys in early spring. That's going to transform your whole entire spring into being a really good spring. So this opportunity right here in this chalice is reminding me a lot of this message in a bottle. So I do feel like, you know, someone's going to come to you with an opportunity. Maybe someone's going to come to you with a trip idea planned, and you're going to be like, yep, doing it, going on it. Or just some sort of opportunity is like being handed. It's literally being handed to you. So definitely look out for that. So it's a big thing. It's not just some average, someone has a message for you. I mean, that happens every single day. We get text messages on our phone constantly. This is an opportunity, like a big one. And it's happening quite early on in the springtime. Definitely in the first half of the spring, but I feel like in the beginning it's going to happen for you guys, since we have this starting off in the beginning over here. So definitely it's going to change around your whole entire springtime. It's going to put you in that really good mood. The next two cards that we have over here is Quest and Growth. So growth, again, is reminding me of springtime. You guys are really entering like a new sense of confidence, a new sense of independence. Also, I feel like your money is going to be rising over here, because this card is green, which always reminds me of like money and stuff. It is ruled by the heart chakra. But I will say that this card in particular is reminding me of your finances. And so I think by the end of spring, your finances are definitely increasing, and you're actually saving a significant amount of money that makes you feel really, really good. So I feel like like I said, your money is increasing, but then also a lot of like your self-confidence, your self-worth, and your independence is also growing with that majorly. Quest over here is reminding me of the fact that you guys are probably going to go on some sort of trip. And I do feel like it's a pretty big trip, and I feel like someone's giving you that opportunity, because again, we have this person here, and Quest just reminds me of like you're going on a trip somewhere. I feel like it's somewhere in a different country. And then our last card over here is the Portal of Light. She glides on wings through time and space. That reminds me of quantum physics. And so are you guys trying to manifest something right now? Are you guys trying to manifest travel? Are you guys trying to manifest some big opportunity that's going to make you feel really good? Because you guys are getting it. You're entering that quantum field of time space. And you guys are working with manifestation in order to create these things in your life. Also, this Portal of Light, I really feel like you guys are entering this new phase of like ultimate happiness. You guys are going from a phase of like maybe being down on a few things in your life, but you're entering almost this just like wave and this portal of almost switching a dimension, really working with time space. You guys are switching into a parallel reality where you feel really good and things are just really working out for you. Like springtime for you guys, whoo, it's gonna be a really good springtime for you guys. My goodness, guys. My goodness. All right. I'm going to add probably one astrology card onto here just to get some more information for you guys before we end the reading. All right, so there we go. We have, what is this card? Soul. Oh, this is the Sun card. Wow, so you guys got the Sun. So the Sun also deals with travel as well. And it also deals with, again, like the portal of light. You guys are literally gliding into a super happy time. Holy moly. wow, just go with the flow of it, ride it, enjoy it, take that opportunity when it comes to you, because my gosh, you guys are getting an opportunity. Definitely grab it. Take it by the horns, guys, because it's going to glide you into such a happy feeling this springtime. Wow. The sun is such a good card to get. Wow. Wow, 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 guys. I'm so shocked. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so group number 2, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your spring reading. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so group number 2, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we start off with the 3 of Pentacles reversed, we have the Queen of Wands reversed, we have the Empress right side up, and then we have the 8 of Wands reversed. I do want to say right off the bat, because I know some of you guys who choose certain piles, and it seems like there's a majority of reversals. I want you to know that it is not a bad thing to have reversals. It's just more information, more specific information of what you guys are going through. And I will say that this isn't a bad reading. So I'm just going to say that right off the bat, because I know some of you guys are like, oh no, there's more reversals. It's not always a bad thing, trust me. In fact, sometimes it's a really good thing. So first off, my absolute most first impression of this is you guys are changing up your friend group in springtime or fall, depending on which side of the hemisphere you reside on. But immediately I'm really feeling like you guys are at least desiring to change up your friend group, because maybe you feel like you're no longer connecting with these people in the same way anymore, or it just seems like you guys have different interests and it's just not flowing as well, or it just seems like things, you know, they used to be really good, but now you're not resonating with these people anymore that are around you. It could even be at work, your coworkers as well. You're not really feeling like you resonate with them in any sort of way. So this could be with work, or it could be in your friend group, just so you guys know. But definitely there's this feeling like you're not resonating with the people that are around you anymore, and you're feeling a disconnect, you're feeling a disharmony there. And you're slowly cutting these people away during this time. And this isn't a bad thing. I don't want you guys to look at this reading and be like, oh, that sounds like really bad. It's totally fine. We all go through phases, and sometimes we need to change up the people that we see or have in our life, because sometimes we just don't no longer resonate with them. That's human growth right there. And then you need to find people that resonate with you a bit more. And also your guys' job, I feel like in your job and your work life, I feel like you guys are wanting to change that up as well. If you guys do have a job, definitely feeling like you guys are inclined to change that, but you're feeling like you can't exactly change it at the moment. So it's on a pause for right now. So getting more into this, the Queen of Wands being reversed over here, she's feeling like she can't really take action yet, because usually she's the action taker. So I feel like if you guys aren't really resonating with your job anymore, you feel like you can't exactly take action to get out of it right now, or you can't exactly take action to change it up, or you feel like nobody's listening to your creativity right now. In your friend group, it could be that nobody's really paying attention to what you're doing. No one's really asking about you right now, or they're not really paying attention to the things that you need in your personal life. Or maybe if you guys are working on some sort of project or something like that, it seems like your creative input isn't really being taken seriously right now. Your thoughts and ideas aren't really being portrayed. In your friend group though, yeah, it just seems like there's a disconnect. The things that you're now excited about, nobody else seems to be excited about. The things that you want to do, it seems like nobody else really wants to do them. And it's making you feel a little bit singled out. And I feel like during the springtime, you're going to realize, you know what, I'm going to go do these things regardless anyway, because I want to do them. And you might notice that you're a little bit alone during this time, which is not a bad thing. I feel like you're going through incredible human growth, and this is actually so universally meant to be. The fact that we have the Empress right side up, like, she is such a good card, you guys. And she's all about like nurturing herself in this case. You know, she loves to nurture other people too, but in this case, with the card that we have, she's all about nurturing herself right now. And, you know, this is about treating yourself. This is about redefining a new you. She's all about birthing new ideas, because the Empress does talk about pregnancy and birth and stuff like that. So for some of you guys, it could be literal pregnancy and birth. For some of you guys, if that's something that you're planning on doing, but a lot of the time she's metaphorical. So I do want to make that clear. So for the majority of you guys that chose this, this is a metaphorical birth of a new idea. This is a birth of a new self, realizing that you've changed and you need to have people around you that reflect that, realizing that you've changed and maybe you need to change up your job too because of that. And this is also, I feel like you guys are changing up your style. I feel like you're gonna buy an entirely new wardrobe. I feel like you guys might change up your hair. I feel like you guys are going to really transform into a new person during this springtime. And so that's the positive news of this. You guys are changing so much that your whole world is going to be changing. But in this is where the deepest manifestation can take place, because you enter what Dr. Joe Dispenza calls is the quantum field. Whenever you do something that's very different, whenever you're changing you, and you enter something that's unexpected, you're doing things that you've never really done before, this is when you enter the quantum field and manifestation is at its finest, and you can change around your life to be the ultimate reflection of what you do actually want. And so I feel like you guys are actually entering that. The fact that we have the 3 here is reminding me of March, and so I feel like this is gonna really happen in the end of March for you guys, is gonna be realizing that you just need to really focus on yourself right now and redefine you and really nurture yourself. And it's the birthing of a new you. The last card that we have over here in our tarot is the 8 of Wands reversed. And this usually indicates that there's like lack of communication or lack of like movement. I feel like in this case it's really like a lack of communication, and I feel like it's because you're redefining your friend group. And I feel like, you know, I feel like you're gonna be so focused on yourself that it feels like you're not really out there communicating with other people right now. This could also mean that you're taking a break from social media as well. So you guys might be inclined to do something like that if you guys chose this pile, or it can just mean that you're really taking time to focus on you and redefine you. You're really doing a lot of things for yourself right now. A lot of things for yourself. All right, moving on to the next 2 cards that we have is Trust and Will. All right. So with these 2 cards, with Trust over here, this one I'm really feeling like the universe, this is like a real message from the universe saying that, you know, trust your feelings, trust your emotions. If you're no longer resonating with your friend group or your job or something like that, trust that and just go along with it. Go along with where you're being guided to go. It's gonna feel a little, not necessarily scary, but you know how whenever we go into something unknown, it can be like there's this unsure feeling where we're like, I don't know if this is the right decision. I don't know what's going on because I need to change up so much. What's going to happen? There's a lot of unknown. But when you step into that again, you step into the quantum fields, and that's when you can create anything. So it's actually a really good thing. So trust the process of it. The will over here, whatever you wish for right now, whatever you will into being is going to begin the process of manifesting. This is like putting your dreams out there. Maybe you're not ready to do that yet, but I feel like you're brewing something creative, and maybe you're not ready to shoot it off into the world yet since 8 of Wands is reversed. But during the springtime, I feel like you guys are focusing on something, some sort of project that you guys are wanting to do, some sort of new idea that you're wanting to bring to life. You're not quite ready to show it off yet, but you're about to. And I feel like by the end of spring, you're going to be a lot closer to birthing this new project or idea. The next card that we have is Clean It Up. So I feel like you guys are cleaning out your friend group, you're cleaning out your old work, and you're also cleaning you up. He's literally holding this duster towards the Empress right now. So you guys are also cleaning yourselves up. You're getting a new wardrobe, you're redoing your hair, you're cleaning up your old way of being, and you're redefining yourself. The next two cards is impartiality and dissipating. So we're going to talk about what these mean over here. All right, so impartiality, I feel like you guys, even though you're maybe not getting along or resonating with your old friend group or with your old job, I feel like you guys are still going to, leave that with still like good intent on your part. Impartiality is usually when we have like, a really good balance. There's a good fairness between you and these other people. And I almost feel like, even though there's like this separateness, there's still like, you guys are still like, oh, well, I still love you guys. I still, I appreciate this thing, but it's just no longer working for me. So I don't feel like you're leaving it on a bad note. This dissipating card, I feel like the old way of your life is just disappearing. It's just dissipating. It's dwindling away. It is dwindling away. Your old life, your old career, the old people you used to hang out with, it's just transforming and disappearing. And it's fine. That's what it's supposed to be doing right now. The last card that we have is Temple of Black Obsidian, the Dark Healing Chamber. I don't want you guys to be scared of that card. That's actually such a good card. So Black Obsidian always deals with protection. So right now I feel like you guys are going through a time where life is really eradicating the things that no longer serve you. And so that deals with friends, it deals with work that no longer resonates with us, all that kind of jazz. It's really just eradicating the things in your life and dissipating the things in your life that just no longer work for you. And usually this always comes up when we're shedding. It's almost like, I really feel like you guys are a snake shedding your old skin. You're just shedding it right now, guys, ready to birth the new you, the new projects that you have. They're in brewing right now, and you guys are going to share them with the universe, and that's just that. So now we're going to add an astrology card. Ooh, we already got one. Waning gibbous. All right. So, yeah, waning gibbous, waning moon is after the full moon, and so it's so funny. I'm filming this literally 2 days after we had a full moon. And so we're pretty much in a waning gibbous right now. But anyway, this is after a full moon, and usually full moons come with completion. So I feel like you guys did complete a phase. And now it's like you're getting ready for something new. You're preparing for something new because now the moon is preparing to become a new moon. So during this phase, I feel like, you guys, you came to a full circle, a full completion of this job that no longer resonates or these friends that no longer resonate. It came to a full circle, it came to its full completion, and now you're getting ready for something new. You're preparing for something new, which is why you're going to be changing up your style. You're really going to be changing up who you are, redefining yourself, getting ready and preparing like a new project or idea that you guys have, and you're going to be preparing it to release it to the world, which isn't going to happen this spring, but you guys are going to be preparing it and getting ready for that new moon and that new release and that new self. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give this video a really big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so pile number 3, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your spring 2020 prediction. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 3, this is what we have for you guys. So we have the Page of Cups, then we have Temperance, then we have the Two of Cups reversed, and then the King of Pentacles reversed over here. So let's hop into your guys' spring 2020 prediction. So starting off with the Page of Cups over here, I feel like you guys, in the beginning of spring, I feel like there's going to be this rush of energy of this new like creative flow. I feel like you guys are going to get into a really creative space. You guys are going to be really excited to try something new, to readjust your creativity in some sort of way. And I also feel like there's like new opportunities flowing to you as well, and they're usually quite unexpected. And usually also with the Page of Cups, they're quite quirky. For example, like we have this cup over here and there's a fish out of a cup. This boy is walking with a fish in his cup. How often do you see a boy walking with a fish in his cup? Pretty rare. So there's a uniqueness to this new idea that you have. Like it's something that's never really been done before. It's something that at least you have never really done before. How often do you see, people walking around with fish in their cups? Am I right? So this is definitely like a new explorative idea. It's quite fresh as well, since it is the page. This is usually something that's quite new, and it's also promising, though. It just depends how we utilize it. The Temperance coming next this is about creating harmony and balance in your life. So if you get these new ideas, don't rush into them. If you are trying something new, don't rush it. Let it flow, let it come as it comes. Temperance is usually when we also control our temperament. And so if you're prone to making really quick decisions, stop doing that. Control your temperament, take a breather, test out the waters, feel it out, take things in a slow manner. That's what temperance is all about. She controls her temperament. She also knows how to mix two different things in order to come up with something new, and in order to create harmony and balance between two separate things. As you can see, she's creating harmony between the land and the water. Since she has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, she's creating balance between her life and this life, and kind of like being a bridge. She's also doing some alchemy over here, where she's mixing two things. This usually represents kind of like oil and water. And so if you're trying to implement a new idea, or if you're trying to balance out something in your life, this is about not having a temperament and allowing the process to be what it is, because this is where deep learning comes in. So if there's something in your life that seems like it's going wrong, if there's something in your life that's bothering you, if it seems like things just aren't moving fast enough, it's fine. Go with the flow of it. Sometimes the journey is what teaches us what we need to know in order to receive our end goal and hold it properly, if that makes sense. So if you guys are seeking something, if you guys are trying something out, don't try to rush it. Don't make quick decisions. If it's a new idea or new opportunity in your life, or something new that you've never really experienced much of before, this is really about letting the journey teach you. Don't just scrap your idea just because it's, just because you get a quick reaction out of it, or just because you feel something right now. Go with the flow of it. Or maybe you feel like it's not going where you want it to go. Take some time, take a breather to figure out why. Why isn't it doing that? Because the next card that we have here is the Two of Cups reversed. And so this is when either a project or idea that we have isn't exactly flowing in the direction we want it to go. This could be another person in your life, maybe a friendship, partnership, lover, that, you two are different. You're trying to always combine this oil and this water together. And, sometimes it likes to separate. This is about taking your time without quick decisions when it's the Temperance. So I feel like for most of you guys, this is like a new idea or a new opportunity that's coming your way that you're unsure if you want to take it. For most of you guys, that's what I'm feeling. But the Cups can also really signify like romantic partnerships and stuff like that as well. So definitely look out for that. I'm also feeling like for a lot of you guys, you tend to spend your money very quickly with the King of Pentacles reversed. So this could also be talking about your finances. And maybe you have a new idea about your money, or maybe you get offered a bit more money and then you tend to, it goes out of the wallet as soon as you get it. So if that is the case, I feel like a lot of you guys will also be challenged in the springtime to really control your spending urges, have a temperance, have a moderate sort of reaction, appreciate moderacy. Is that a word? Moderacy? You guys know what I mean. But have a more moderate approach to this. Don't just go splurge right away. Don't just act on the first emotion that you get. This is really about creating a sense of balance in your life, a sense of commitment to the things that you're desiring. If you're desiring to save your money, commit to saving your money. Don't just flip-flop. Ooh, this is definitely reminding me of a flip-flop, like a teeter-totter. It's two different flip-flop. So do not have that flip-flop tendency with your money, with your relationships, with new ideas that you get, because I feel like you guys, you're probably also wanting to start something in your life and begin something, but you need to really stick through it. If you guys have an idea, stick through the idea. Go with it. That's the only way you're going to reach the end goal. King of Pentacles, right side up, is somebody who's very dedicated and stays on that path. Right now, for you guys, I feel like you have this young type of energy right now in regards to something that you're trying to do. And this young energy is kind of wishy-washy. He gets a new idea and he's like, ooh, how do I act on that right now? But I feel like it's a flip-flop. I feel like, you try to mix the oil and water, and if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, you're like, oh, back to the drawing board. Stick it through, guys. You'll find out a way to make anything work if you stick it through. The King of Pentacles is professional at sticking things through. So this is really about seeing the bigger picture. Don't have those quick reactions. Wait it out. Try new things. Try new methods. Think up some ideas to fix this. Page of Cups is perfect at thinking about unique ideas that make the thing work. They would have never figured out how to mix oil and water if they didn't experiment with all these different things in order to discover emulsifiers that mix oil and water. So take your time, let the quirky ideas come. Maybe you just need to add some spice, guys, to the... I'm saying spice if you guys can't understand my weird accent. It's just a quick little fun stupid little accent that I add to words sometimes because it adds some, it's like a sentence enhancer. Anyway, so if you guys want to add some spice to your career, to your bank account, to your relationships, to your ideas, to your creative endeavors, if you want to add some spice to it, you got to add the spice, and then you get the meal that you're actually desiring. And then you get a new meal that you're like, wait a minute, this actually tastes good. Maybe I can enjoy salads. I'm trying to enjoy salads, but I couldn't enjoy salads. But maybe because you keep adding the same ingredients to your salads that you already know that you don't like, of course you're not gonna like it. You gotta add some new ingredients to the salad to realize that you can actually enjoy salads. If you don't try new ingredients, I mean, you're just repeating the same thing over and over again, wondering why you still don't like salads. You're not just gonna grow taste buds in your mouth, in your mouth that is gonna enjoy the same old salad that you've hated for years. Try some new ingredients in it, and maybe you're gonna take a bite and you're gonna be like, oh, that's really good. I do enjoy this salad. That's the advice there. Moving on to the next two cards that we have is power and resilience. So you guys need to tap into your inner power, your inner wisdom, your inner energy to really create this beautiful thing. As we can see, she has her hands out and she's like ready almost to create this magic. So I feel like you guys can really create magic this springtime if you have the resilience and persistence. This card's also reminding me of the word persistence to do so. Temperance, control your quick urges. Go with the flow, add some commitment to your endeavors, and resilience, push through. Push through with them. Sometimes you're gonna be carrying a heavy thing that you're like, oh, I just wanna throw this away. I'm tired of carrying this heavy thing. But guess what? Once you carry that heavy thing to your destination, you're gonna realize, oh, that was so worth it. It's almost like, you go to the store to like buy a brand new couch and you're like, oh my God, this couch is so beautiful. I want it so bad. And then you're all of a sudden having to carry it back to your home and you're like, oh my God, I hate this couch now, because you're realizing that it's a bit of a journey to carry it all the way back, and it's heavy, and you're like, you now look at the couch and you're like, I don't want this couch, I hate this couch, and then you throw it away, and then you go back to your home and you're like, oh, but that couch would have been so nice in here. Oh, damn it. I should go back and get that couch. And then you try to go back and get it again, and then you're walking with the couch and you're like, wait a minute, I hate the couch. This is kind of like how I feel like you guys are flowing along with your dreams right now, or with your career, or maybe with a partnership that you guys have. You guys want it, then you have it, and you realize that there's some work that it requires, and then you're like, wait a minute, I don't want it, I don't like it anymore because it requires work. Don't we all kind of like run into this at some point in our lives in some sort of way? Anyway, resilience, just persist through it, get that couch to your damn home, put it in there, and enjoy it. Yes, it's gonna take some work, but you're gonna enjoy it if you stick to it. Just the same as if you save up your money and stop splurging it right away, or saying no to your goals and dreams right when they show some obstacles or something like that. Like, stick to it, guys. Next card that we have is Time to Go. I feel like this is the window opening up to your dreams, guys. It's time to stick to it. And also time to let go of the things that, you know, they really don't work for you. But I think it's time to let go of the old self. This is really reminding me of the old self, especially because we have King of Pentacles reversed over here. Like, it's time to let go of the patterns that you guys have. Let them go. Have some resilience in there, guys. But let go of the things that are, of course, toxic. Let go of the things that, you know, if you guys have any of that in your life. Also, wow, the next two cards. Let go of guilt. Okay, guys, and let go of victimization. If you guys ever feel a victim of a situation, look at your contribution to this. And I know that sounds so backwards. I feel like that might trigger some people for sure. But the thing is, if you find yourself that the universe always, you know, gives you these ideas and then they don't work out, or there's these obstacles in front of you, or, you know, the universe always throws you a bad egg, stop playing the victim in it. Like, you're really not the victim. You have to have resilience. You need to let go of the old self, because the old self is what is attracting or creating the same experience for you. Maybe you need to have better boundaries so that you say no to toxic people coming into your life. If that's a pattern that you guys might have, you can have boundaries and say no to those people and not have them in your life anymore if you choose to. Don't play the victim of like, oh my God, I still have this person in my life and they keep doing this to me. Don't let them do that to you anymore. Don't let them. If you don't let them, then they can't do that to you. There's no such thing as a victim mentality. You usually always end up, and I mean, there's, of course, certain situations that will always happen that, of course, you could look at it in the perspective of that, but you can also change the perspective and look at it in, you could do something about it. There's always an option. There's always an option, even if it doesn't seem like there is. So this could also be a victim mentality of feeling like you always have to spend your money in a certain way, feeling like the universe always throws you these curveballs and these bills that, you know, drain your bank account constantly. Look for solutions. Don't feel like you're the victim. Everything happens. The universe is still working in the way that it's working, and it's always going to do that. You're not a victim of it. You're just going along with the flow of life. So change things up if you don't want them to keep repeating the same way that they are. Guilt over here. This can be that, you know, maybe we've done some things in the past that we feel guilty for. Maybe we've, you know, said no to our dreams a bunch of times and we have guilt for that. Change it around. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's time to go and let go of the past and move into the new future with letting go of guilt, letting go of victimization, letting go of all these things. Move into the new world and just enjoy it. Have the persistence and resilience to get through these obstacles in order for you to enjoy it. Because I feel like right now, anytime that there's like a discord, you guys are like, back to the drawing board. Don't do that. Have resilience, have persistence. You have the power to do so. Let go of the old self that feels this way. Let go of your past. Just move into the future and just focus on the future. Don't live your day-to-day life still focusing on things that happened in the past, because those no longer affect you. They no longer control you. You are who you are in this exact moment, and you can move forward and not think about or be tied to the things in the past. Anyway, moving on. The last card that we have is Knot of Isis. Energetic stabilization with the buckle of the beloved. Ooh. This is telling me that you guys need to find stabilization by hunkering down and buckling yourself to the things that you love. This is almost like committing yourself to the things that you want. If you want something, buckle yourself to it. If you have this idea that you want to bring to life, if you, whatever it is, anything that you guys love and that you desire, buckle yourself to it and you'll find stability through that. You're going to stabilize your energy, which is kind of temperance. Temperance is all about balance, by committing yourself to something and to see it through, and having the resilience to see it through, and having the power to say that no matter what obstacles you face, you're going to be persistent with it. It's like knotting yourself to it, the knot of Isis, guys. Woo! Whew, that's powerful. That fits along with your reading very well. So we're going to add one more card, an astrology card, just to add a little bit more information on this before ending this reading, guys. Sorry, this has been a long reading so far. Whew, you guys, I had a lot to say about that. All right, there is our card. We have the last quarter moon. Ooh, that's kind of fun right there. So last quarter moon. Last quarter moon is almost making me feel like, come on guys, this is it. This is your last chance to hunker down on this thing. Well, I really don't believe in last chances. I feel like life doesn't really ever have last chances, but I do feel like this is sort of, maybe for a certain thing that you're really wanting, this is kind of like the last go. And if you guys want it, you just got to like hop on it, buckle yourselves to it, hunker down, and just see it through. You guys really need to just see it through. Whew, I'm really feeling that message from this one, like really just see it through. And I feel like that in that, you guys are really going to see some like long-lasting things. King of Pentacles right side up, he's very committed. He gets everything he wants and he has everything that he wants, but it's because he has that resilience and persistence. So definitely hunker yourselves down, buckle yourselves to the things that you want and the things that you love, commit yourself to them, see through the obstacles. Everything will have obstacles, and see them through. If you guys want this, see it through. If there's a goal or dream that you guys have in mind, if you want it, see it through. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 3. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so pile number 4, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your spring 2020 prediction. So let's get started. So this reading, we start off with the Two of Swords reversed. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. We have the Queen of Swords upright, and then the Sun upright. And I will say, anytime that we have the Sun upright in any reading, it adds so much positivity to the reading. So for spring of 2020 for you guys, starting off with the Two of Swords being reversed over here is sort of telling me that there could be there's a couple of different things that I have to say about this card. So first off, I feel like you are ignoring your own needs and putting other people's needs first, especially when you have the Queen of Cups reversed. I feel like you guys are very focused on other people around you, helping them with their problems, helping them with their needs, helping, you're always almost distracting yourself from your own needs and your own desires in order to help other people, because that's currently making you feel good and making you feel distracted from your own things that you need to focus on, and the things that you need to get done, and the emotions that you're feeling, and the things that your body and heart is telling you that you need. So, getting more into this, I feel like you guys are acting more based on logic rather than through your heart. And it's interesting that this is coming up, because for most people so far in the spring of 2020, it's all about, we're getting into work, we're getting into finances, we're getting into like all that kind of stuff. For you guys, spring of 2020 is very focused on putting yourself first for once and learning how to do that. And yeah, learning how to put yourself first. And learning how to put your own needs first, especially since the Queen of Swords is next. Like, she's all about she draws the line. She's not afraid to draw the line. She's not afraid to have boundaries. She's like, you know what, guys? I need some time to myself. And she's like, she finds it easy to say those things, She's like, whew, couldn't be easier. So for you guys, I feel like spring of 2020 is really learning how to put yourself first. And I don't want you guys to see that in a negative way. That's actually a very positive thing to be learning how to do, to set proper boundaries, to put yourself first for once. And I feel like you guys are going to be soaring high because of that. We have this little bird over here, and there's no bird in the Queen of Cups card, anything like that. But we have this little bird in the Queen of Swords because the swords do rule air. So I feel like you guys are going to be you're searching for your own freedom. You're searching for your own independence right now. And I feel like you guys are going to find it by the end of spring. You're going to find your own independence, because instead of constantly putting your all of your energy towards other people, you're going to finally be like, I need to put it towards myself and get my own dreams and my own butt in order. So that is going to be what you guys are facing in the spring of 2020. This independence card, I'm really feeling for a lot of you guys. You might be finally like, if you guys do still live at home, I feel like you guys are gonna be like, I'm gonna move out on my own finally. I'm gonna start planning for this. I'm gonna start making this dream happen. You're gonna finally be like, I want my own independence. I feel like I wanna pay for my own bills, stuff like that. If you guys are already way into adulthood and you already do all of those sorts of things, this is like a whole other level of independence here. This is like really, putting strict boundaries so that either, maybe a partner of yours isn't constantly like, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Can you do this? Can you do that? This is like finally you putting your foot down, being like, I can't, honey. I can't do that. You go do it yourself. So it's kind of like that sort of energy, because it's like you finally need time for you. And you need to finally say that, because currently you're putting off your own emotions, and it's like, it's almost making this like very cold sort of approach towards life, because you're just like, oh my God, you're almost giving away all of your loving energy towards other people's wants and needs. But that's all about to change, because we end on the sun. And so this is finally like the liberation, where you feel like, oh, I feel like a young baby riding on the backside of a horse, enjoying my life. That's literally what that card shows. But anyway, this is, that liberating feeling of like, I feel young again. I feel youthful. I feel happy. I feel excited. That's kind of like, the vibes of this. Anyway, that is what I'm getting over here. I also feel like you guys might be caught in a certain thing with a friend or with a family member where they're like, can you tell blah, blah, blah that I said blah, blah, blah? And you might be kind of like the messenger here between two different people. That's sometimes what the Two of Swords can indicate, being reversed as well. And I feel like you're finally going to have to put your foot down and be like, you can give your own messages back and forth, and I'm no longer going to be doing that. So it kind of can also indicate that sort of thing as well, if you guys find yourself in that sort of situation. The next two cards that we have is discernment, and boundaries. These two cards play off exactly what we've been talking about. So discernment over here, this is a head and heart conflict. As we can see, she's clouded up in her head, and she has the sun over here by her heart, and we have the sun card over here. So this fits in so well, because the cloud up here is exactly this blindfolded girl who's like protecting her heart over here. This is a head and heart conflict, especially since we also have Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords. Queen of Cups rules the heart, and Queen of Swords rules the head and the mind. So this is getting in order and balancing out your head and your heart, and finally putting your foot down and having boundaries and being like, I need to focus on me. This is creating logical boundaries that you need in order to balance your head and your heart together. Then we also have the To Be Fair card, which is really interesting, because this card is all about balance. And so you guys in spring of 2020 are really seeking balance, and you're going to find it. You're definitely going to find it, since we end on the sun over here. Like, this is such a good card to end on. But yeah, to be fair, definitely it's balancing out those emotions. It's being fair to yourself as well as to others, but not constantly just giving to others. There's a lot of times in society that we praise people that constantly just help others, and that's all they want to do because it's a selfless act. But at the same time, if you're not filling up your own cup, you're really not much of a help to other people, because you don't have a full amount of energy. You're not approaching the situation being fulfilled and happy. When you approach a situation, or when you approach other people in order to help them, and you're fulfilled and happy, you're going to help them so much better than you could otherwise. So it's all about having balance between helping yourself and helping others, because being entirely selfless constantly is impossible. Nor do you actually ever help people fully when you're not filled in your cup entirely yourself anyway, because you're like a drained body just going to help people, and it's just like you're empty at that point. Like, what do you really have to give? What do you really have to give? I'm just going to repeat that same thing because that just encompasses it all. What do you really have to give at that point? There's not anything left in your cup. You can't pour out energy or anything to other people unless you fill up your cup first. Anyway, our next two cards is Discovery and Enlightenment. So Enlightenment, wow, that goes along with the Sun card very, very well. This Discovery card is definitely finally listening to your inner voice. This is almost like meeting with your higher self, really discovering your own needs, your own heart, unlocking your heart. I feel like that's something you guys need to do. You're really good at listening to your logic, but you're not really good at listening to your heart right now, and that's why the Queen of Cups is flipped. So this is about getting in alignment with your heart and not just overthinking things, because this can be an overthinking card for sure. So stop overthinking and listen to your heart. Listen to it, and through that you're going to find enlightenment and happiness, and through that balance of logic and your heart, I feel like you're going to really reach that enlightenment and be able to enjoy a lot more from life. Our last card here is Healing the Divine Masculine, Osiris Rises. And so Osiris is an Egyptian kind of god or deity, but healing the divine masculine, this is like, yeah, if you guys ever have a problem expressing your emotions, because that can be like a masculine issue, is like expressing your emotions or really getting in touch with your heart. That can be a masculine issue. Whether you're a female or a male watching this, it doesn't matter. This is really getting into alignment with your heart, because a lot of the times masculine energy rules like the mind or overthinking or just action at the very least. It rules action. So, you know, the masculine energy is very quick at taking action on things, and sometimes they end up making really bad decisions because they rule action and they're not listening to their heart. Listening to your heart's quite feminine in a sense, or at least society's made it seem very feminine. But it's also a masculine trait. Masculinity, you should be still being in touch with your emotions. And so healing the divine masculine, healing it is finally opening up your heart, allowing emotions to pour through, and through that you'll reach enlightenment and you'll finally balance out the things that you want, rather than jumping into something or taking a quick action that you then immediately regret. So that's a huge thing right there. We're going to add a couple of these astrology cards to add some more information to this reading about your spring of 2020. And I don't want you guys to ever look at a reading in a bad way just because it's like more of a self-growth reading, rather than like, oh my gosh, you're going to fall in love, you're going to have money, that kind of stuff. I don't want you guys to ever look at this in a bad way. Like, this is beautiful human growth right here that's going to lead you towards a much better future. Because, you know, I'm sure all of us have had this example in our lives when we lose something or something really negative happens to us, and then a few years later we look back on that and we're like, holy, I'm so glad that happened, because I would never be the person I am today without that experience. This is like one of those things that you guys are going through right now, and it's going to teach you so much, where you're going to reach so much enlightenment. And these two cards right now, right here, are like beautiful, abundant happiness. So it's leading you towards that. By the end of springtime, going into the summer, I feel like you guys are going to feel so good and so happy because you've learned how to balance out these things. So don't ever look at this in a bad way. You're literally teaching yourself more ways of being happy and how to live a happier life. So don't take this as a bad reading. This is a beautiful reading, guys. All right, so let's see if we can get some more astrology cards here. One that flipped out. Aries, this is about, you know, constantly always taking action. As we were saying about masculine energy, Aries is a perfect reflection of that, since it is ruled by Mars, and Mars is the ruler of masculine energy. So this is all about taking that quick action. I feel like you guys need to heal this side of yourselves, this masculine side, and we all have masculine and feminine sides within us, no matter what sex you are, no matter what orientation you are. This is about learning to control your quick decisions. Don't jump head first. Usually Aries will always have like a scar somewhere on their forehead or on their face or on their head, anywhere, because of the fact that Aries is kind of like the ruler of jumping into things without thinking. And so this is about no longer taking action on something that you truly haven't fully thought through, or something that you're just overthinking without considering your heart into the decision. Don't just overthink and then take action, and then, because that's always going to lead to regret, okay? This is about discovering your heart and opening up your heart. Right now you don't have it open because Queen of Cups is reversed. Discovery is all about, you know, discovering the heart, as we can see in this card right here. And then discernment, connecting the two. Having brain-heart coherence is one of the most ultimate things in life, because then things become very clear, decision-making is very easy, we're no longer overthinking. Meditation helps with brain-heart coherence, by the way. And let's add one more card on here, just for the fun of it. All right, here we go. So we have, ooh, 6th house, service. I really think that these two cards are really, this is a service to yourself, okay? This is, service is ruled by Virgo over here, by the 6th house, which is ruled by Virgo. It's not saying that you have to be a Virgo, though, in order for this reading to apply, but this is just saying that it's time to do the work. It's time to put in the work towards what you do actually want. And it's going to take some work. It's going to take some work in order to listen to your heart, no longer overthinking, place proper boundaries in order to be happy. So this is building those traits and qualities within yourself in order to live an abundantly happy life. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 4. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.